Continuing now with our guest, Ernest Patrikis. Ernie, to remind you, did spend 30 years in positions at the New York Federal Reserve, including as general counsel. He is now a partner at White Case, specializing in financial regulatory law. Ernie, thanks for waiting through the commercial break with us. All right, so let's break down kind of the points of the financial regulatory reform bill. I want to start specifically with the Dodd bill, because that's what's pending here. And this includes the VOLCKER rule. I mean, do you think any of this is going to hold up?
I think they'll soften the VOLCKER rule. It's too tough. I'm hoping that they'd convert it to more regulatory, like implying capital can be set up against a prohibition. Or I could see them saying banks cannot do it, but banks' brothers and sisters may be able to engage in the activity. But there is a sense, in the Dodd bill, it's looser than what the administration provided. I hope it even can be loosened up a little bit. It's trying to stop an evil that is yet to occur, and there are better ways to do it than this strict prohibition.
And what's really come to the forefront lately is derivatives. Was it the New York Times today that said synthetic derivatives should just be tossed out completely, and of course in light of the SEC charges against Goldman Sachs?
I can't get into the merits of Goldman, but the publicity surrounding Goldman, I think, is one of the things that has prompted movement towards compromise on the legislation. Derivatives, one. I think overall cost-benefit of derivatives to the business world, society, good.
One quick comment, Ernie Patrikis, partner at White Case, who's been commenting his observations. So it sounds like you're on the, everyone thinks that we're pretty much, Mr. Diamond himself, close to financial regulatory reform deal.
But if we remember what happened in the House, there was a bill that came out of committee. The night before it gets to the floor of the House, they had the Speaker's amendments. That's where all the wheeling and dealing came complete. And we're going to see the same thing now, I think, in the Senate. The Senate Banking Committee's acted. There's a bill. And someday we're going to see a bill hit the floor. I don't know if it's going to be Friday or Monday. And we'll see where all of these negotiations, bipartisanship, really end up in that bill.
What do you think the negotiations will hinge on at this point? We briefly touched the VOLCKER rule and the Dodd bill, and this whole question of derivatives, again, which has really come into the headlines with the Goldman deal.
Part of the issue on derivatives are the end users who don't want to be covered. Agricultural users don't want to be covered, some industrial firms, because the CFTC will be imposing capital charges on industrial firms. Really doesn't make sense. The other one is something added in Blanche Lincoln's bill that passed the Ag Committee yesterday that said any bank that cannot have access to federal assistance if it's a derivatives dealer, swap dealer. Well, the major banks are all swap dealers. That would mean no access to the Fed's discount window.
All right, thanks so much, Ernie, for your insight.